and welcome back everyone for the afternoon session. We've heard about through the morning is why we need complete streets and the benefits of complete streets, and we've seen examples of complete streets. And I think now this afternoon what we need to figure out is discuss the means of making them happen. So what's the implementation process that we need to go through to get there? I've got a couple of quick observations, which are more personal nature. What I found is that in my experience as an urban designer and planner and planning partnership, when we design new communities, the streets are always the second tier, the second structural tier that follows after working with the natural environment, what's there before someone else shows up. And streets really create the skeletal structure of communities, whether they're new or old, and all the other uses hang off of them. Typically, and this is a number a lot of people really don't know about, but typically streets are 25 to 30% of any area. They take up that much land. And it far outweighs parkland, which is somewhere between 10 and 15%, sometimes higher. So in almost all cases, they are publicly owned, and they should behave in the public interest. That means pedestrians, bikes, transit, and cars. I spend a good portion of my time on every new community design, either advocating, negotiating, educating, or arguing to get the right street at the right size to accommodate multiple uses in the right place. So what I've learned is that urban design, 50% of urban design is negotiation, as opposed to actually sitting down and designing. My second observation is that working as a co-chair on the ND program with a panel all across Canada with trying to get the standards ready, it has not escaped my notice that the single largest credit that you can get in a LEED ND program, ND for new development, really the whole community, not just the building, is walkable streets. And walkable streets can get you 12 points, and that's huge. That far outweighs virtually any other credit in the program. And I find it really quite interesting. The intent under that category reads, to promote transportation efficiency, reducing vehicle miles traveled, promote walking by providing safe, appealing, and comfortable street environments to support public health by reducing pedestrian injuries and encouraging daily physical activity. That covers off a lot of the talks that we heard this morning, what folks are either doing or striving to do. It sounds logical, but it's a very tough credit. And what I find compelling is that if you get the streets right, and you understand the wall of buildings and architecture, how it relates to the streetscape, the height, the density, the separation, the pedestrian, the bicycle corridors, the trees, the complete canopy that should be able to cover the trees, heat island reduction, street furniture. Once you start to get all of that right, you start to get a whole lot of other stuff right. So the streets clearly deserve a lot of attention, and they deserve our attention. So let's figure out how we can get them in place in an appropriate manner. I'd like to introduce, we have two speakers this afternoon prior to the coffee break. We're going to start with Mark Cole. Is Mark